Get $1,000 cash back and a free programmable Wi-Fi thermostat with the purchase of any new AC system from Premier Heating and Air. Payments starting as low as $89 per month. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company.
Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to have with me today my dear friend, Jason Prater, and I think it's this time last year, not that we talked. It seems like that's how long we talked personally, but you've been on the go lately. Jason is the Executive Director at Teen Challenge. Most of you know that by now, but those of you watching that did not know, want to let you know where we are. We're here in the chapel, where I've been in services here, and my wife still talks about it, Jay. She said, we got to go back to Teen Challenge. I've never felt the Holy Spirit move like it did in this service. But, you know, a lot of churches, people go to the altar at the end of the service during the invitation, but when you start seeing people during the song service, families being reunited and families being brought back together, and all of them here at the altar, it's an amazing thing, isn't it?
It is. It's, for me, altar calls are one of the most beautiful things I know in my past life before I actually came into Teen Challenge as being a graduate from Jacksonville, Florida's Men's Center. The Lord really did a lot of work on me right there in those moments when I would come to the altar, you know, and I believe He showed me something one time in His Word where there was the woman who had the blood flow issue and she needed to be able to have healing, and she had to push and prod people out of the way just to touch the fringe of Jesus's clothing to receive that healing. And so I believe it's an action step when people come to the altar and God just moves mightily, because at that time it's holy ground.
Yeah, and you don't even have to get up in a tree like Nicodemus, do
That's
you?
right. No.
Don't say, Jason, don't say, come down out of that tree, James.
I go in the tree only to deer hunt. That's it.
I know you do that. So Jason is an avid hunter. We were talking off camera. I should have had the cameras rolling. We could have did a hunting show or sportsman show with all the sportsmen we got around here. But we're talking about turkey and deer hunting for anybody that really even cares.
That's right.
But we're here. We got a big event coming up in October. What is it?
We do. We're excited. Soon, everyone in the community will see these placed around this weekend. There'll be members of my team, students from the center as well, placing these in just about every place we can. We have our up-and-coming 2023 Teen Challenge Dublin Men's Center's Gala. And so every year we do this giant banquet. And what it does is it helps to do two things. It helps us to bring an awareness of Teen Challenge. Hey, we're here, we're available. Let people know what Teen Challenge is and what we're doing to help fight against this drug epidemic and just help turn men and women's lives around. And also at the same time, it helps individuals to be able to partner with us from the community and to be able to help us make these things possible. So on October 30th from 6 to 8 o'clock is when we're going to be having this gala. This gala is going to be at the DuBose Porter Center, which is at 560 Pine Hill Road in Dublin, Georgia. You're able to get an individual ticket for $75, or you can get a table of 8 people for $500. We also have some corporate sponsorships, everything from a smaller amount to people that potentially want to provide the catering or provide an event sponsorship. And so these packages go anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. And what this does is it helps us put hope within reach, which is the mission statement of Teen Challenge, is be able to help reach the ones that need it the most, to be able to help men really become men, to be able to see men set free from drugs, from alcohol, from gangbanging, from criminal activity, to say, hey, man, listen, somebody may have called you a piece of trash, but brother, I see you as treasure. God's about to do something crazy in your life, and He's going to set you up and put you on a foundation for success for the rest of your life, because we all know we need strong male leaders in this world, you know. And so also speaking in regard to this, you're going to hear stories from our students. There's going to be testimonies. We're going to have some live skit style videos, human videos is what they are called, people doing different things. We're going to have opportunities where you can meet students that are going to be there. There's going to be so many activities. And we also have some very exciting speakers this year. The first one that we have is going to be Pastor Terry Theus. Pastor Terry Theus is an amazing brother of mine, amazing man of God. He is the Celebrate Recovery pastor at the Assembly in Warner Robins. He has one of the biggest and best Celebrate recoveries I've ever gone to. Our men try to go out there at least once a month. They serve us dinner, and there's hundreds of people out there all celebrating recovery. So we're excited to have him as a speaker, but our keynote speaker this year is going to be Brother Tony Loudon. And so this gentleman has been a person that helps bring reentry into society, prisoners that have needed or have an opportunity for a second chance at life. He also was underneath Jimmy Carter. He was his pastor growing up in Plains, Georgia. He was also assigned by President Donald Trump during his time to be the main SAR for reentry for inmates back into society. And so for some people, what does that mean? Well, listen, if there wasn't an opportunity for somebody like me, I wouldn't be where I am. Today, I celebrate 10 years within the ministry of Teen Challenge, 10 years set free from my past lifestyle and my poor choices. But God saw fit to give me another opportunity. Teen Challenge gave me an opportunity to come in as a student, and now has put me in pivotal places to be able to be a leader for so many people. I help out all the time here in Dublin, and as you heard from Brother James a second ago, I'm sometimes back and forth because they've been needing my help in Alabama as well too. I've gone to Atlanta. God has given me a privilege, and it's something that I want to honor and steward. And you're also going to hear about some amazing things that are taking place right here in Lawrence County at the Dublin Men's Center. We are about to launch our reentry initiative. Anybody who attended our gala last year, this was something we were talking about and we were in the works of. It's done. God has allowed a vision that I had to become a reality. And now we're going to be able to help people with an additional layer of success as we have finalized our reentry building. We would love for anybody who wants to stop by and see it. You're more than welcome to see it, and I think we may even do a little tour through it later.
That's exactly right. And you're looking at some of the videos Jason's been talking. So we're going to talk more about this and other things going on at Teen Challenge. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, my name's Chandler Gerard.
I'm Kyle Gerard with A+ Flooring and Construction. And here at A+ Flooring and Construction, we believe in teamwork.
Come let our team service you with flooring, construction, and garage doors.
So come shop with us at A+ Flooring and Construction at 371 Georgia Highway 338, or visit our website at aplusconstruction.biz.
Or give us a call at 478-676-2662. Thank you.
From humble beginnings with a desire to serve the Dudley community, Bank of Dudley has grown to 5 locations, serving Lawrence, Twiggs, and surrounding counties. Serving our community since 1905, the Bank of Dudley is looking forward to its 2nd century of community banking. Drop in today to any of our 5 locations: Jeffersonville, Dudley, East Dublin, Veterans Boulevard, and downtown Dublin. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Hello, this is Andy Cullins at Cullins Supply. You can mow with an attitude. It's our legacy, the driving force behind every mower. It's a promise to every bad boy mower owner, and we offer powerful mowing performance across our entire mower lineup. And we do it all for mowing pros and demanding homeowners just like you. It takes brains and brawn to build a mower that's regularly simple to operate and easy to maintain and provide the best value as a bad boy mower. Overbuilt and over horsepowered, since the very beginning, our mowers represent the best in delivering classic American muscle. We continue to improve the process of building and innovating our mowers so that every single one is delivered to you ready to mow with an attitude. Visit us at Cullins Supply and Engine Service at 910 East Jackson Street in Dublin, or 826 South Harris Street in Sandersville.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're just joining us, I'm having a conversation. I was about to say brief, but nothing we do is actually brief. But we have to do commercials. If not, we would roll through the commercial, and what you'd hear up here is us actually praising God and talking about the really good things that I've seen here at Teen Challenge. You mentioned the reentry program a little while ago. For me to be able to watch it, you first took me in there, it was just a hull.
Yep.
A month or two later, oh my goodness, it's already was taking shape. And then you had a couple rooms finished, and the TV room with the theater style seating, all these touches that are, it's not just thrown together kind of happenstance. Everything has a plan, and it's for these guys to enjoy.
That's right.
Now let's go back before you talk about that. Explain to them exactly what the reentry program is.
Yeah, so our reentry program is going to be once a student graduates Teen Challenge, we're going to offer them an additional 6 month stay to a little bit more if they need it to help re-entry them into society. And so what I mean by that is we're going to help them find jobs here in the community. We're going to hold them accountable with their finances. We're going to teach them about budgeting. We're going to help them look at their debt. We're going to teach them about investing and savings and the things that a man needs to do. Also, we're going to help them if they need to get a license back. We're going to help show them how to get their license back. We're going to be teaching them so many things, but the coolest part of what I like about this is anybody who's familiar with any kind of recovery program, they're very structured. Teen Challenge is up here. We are, I mean, beyond the TV screen structured. We are one of the most rigorous programs around. I love to say it's called Teen Challenge for a reason and not Teen Piece of Cake. Okay, and so what this does is there's a lot of times where people are in these structured programs, and then when they leave, that structure is now non-existent, which sometimes, unfortunately, can cause a failure. Yeah. Somebody slips up, they have another drink, they have another drug, they get reunited with an ex that maybe was toxic that they shouldn't have been with. It could be getting back involved in organized crime, stuff we don't want to see. So how can we meet in the middle? So what we've done is establish this reentry. The students that graduate now are going to be able to have a cell phone, which we put accountability apps on, things called Covenant Eyes or Custodio. They're going to be able to get their own employment. They'll also be able to manage their own food stamp card. We're going to help them look into their finances of things. They will still have curriculum they'll have to do as a real man in the real world if we are working, but we want to get a new degree. What do we have to do? We have to continue to go to school. Right. So they're still going to be going through some curriculum as well. They're going to have to volunteer 1 day a week with Teen Challenge, and they're also going to have to continue to still go to things like a Celebrate Recovery, church services, etc. And so for us, we believe this is just an additional layer of success. Listen, as a man of God and as a person that has come out of the lifestyle I've come out of, it bothers me to my core every time I see somebody fail again. And now listen, I know failure is also the biggest setup for success. We need to learn how to fail forward. I understand all these things, but what else could we have done? And one of the core values of Teen Challenge is continuous improvement. So as a leader of being out here, I wanted to figure out what else could we do to continuously improve to help those that God gives us the privilege of being able to steward their lives during the short season that they're here with us in Teen Challenge. And so the reentry model, we believe, is going to add an additional layer of success to the individuals that are going to be going through that.
Yeah, and you always going to have failure. Absolutely. I want to talk about some of the successes.
Absolutely.
For example, Justin Adair, Larry Johnson, who both have gone on. With Justin, he had to go and pay the price when he left here. He served, could have went to prison, but he only served several months in the local jail. So there again, God's hand was on that. And he told me at some point, he said, Mr. Deal, he said, this is nothing compared to Teen Challenge.
That's right.
Keep in mind, he was in jail. You know, might have not been in prison, but he was in a jail with some hardcore people in Carrollton, Georgia, Carroll County. But, and he even made the comment to his dad about a month into it. He said, Daddy, if I could get out right now, I don't want to get out. Because God was using him. He had started Bible study. I thought about Daniel in the Bible, but think about the success and what Teen Challenge prepared him for. And now he's out and he's doing great things for the Lord. And same with Larry Johnson. He didn't have to go pay a price, really. He'd already paid the price.
That's right.
But now he's working at a Teen Challenge for young boys.
Yep,
talk about those
boys,
two guys.
Yeah, so Mr. Justin is an incredible man of God, you know, graduated from us. Unfortunately, due to his time frame of being here, there's still some legalities that he had to finalize even after being in Teen Challenge. Sometimes this stuff happens. The most amazing part of it is, as what James said, is he was prepared for that season, for what he learned when he was here at Teen Challenge. And he overcame that. And he has now gotten his children back in his life. I mean, he is plugged into his community, plugged into a church, doing the right things. Incredible testimony. You know, and we've had so many guys. I mean, we have a couple of guys here in the community of Dublin alone that are success stories of Teen Challenge or of the reentry program itself and the things that they have been able to accomplish with establishing a job, establishing housing, being able to be positive people now in the community, being plugged into different situations. And so there's all kinds of success stories all the time of Teen Challenge. You know, what we do is we offer life transformation through a Christ-centered program. The biggest thing is that we offer that. So if any of these gentlemen that come into our programs are willing to receive that offer, it's almost a guarantee their lives will be turned around, just like he mentioned brother Larry. Larry was a graduate of our program as well too. We had an executive director from one of our adolescent boys centers in Meansville, Georgia, come out here and share about what it was like to run an adolescent boys teen challenge. And Larry felt a calling and a stirring in his heart that maybe this is what he was supposed to do. And by the grace of God, he's there now.
Amen.
He's a staff member.
Amen.
He went through an internship, and our internships are hard. You only get a small stipend pay. You work a lot. You learn about leadership. He did all of that, and now he is a staff member and one of the head mentors at our Adolescent Boys Center in Meansville, Georgia. It's called Pine Mountain Boys Academy. And Teen Challenge, we help people from all around the world. Teen Challenge is not just here in Dublin. I actually just got back from Alabama, where 6 of the 7 continents were represented with the top presidents and CEOs of Teen Challenge everywhere. We had to have translators. There was people that didn't even know how to speak English. And I'm shaking hands with some of the most monumental leaders within this organization. We are in 142 nations of the world with over 1,400 residential centers. And we are even in places where Christianity or faith-based programs are persecuted, and we disguise ourselves in things like coffee shops and things like food trucks. Teen Challenge, we're here to serve. We want to put hope within reach of everyone that needs it, and we want to offer life transformation to those that are willing to accept it.
The only thing you didn't mention about those 2 guys that just excites me, they got their children back.
Yep, absolutely.
They got their children back. They have relationships with them. I know Larry and his son, and Jason, Justin with his 2 children, which I'd met, just incredible. And God had placed his hand on that whole thing, even with his ex-wife. When I went up to court that day, she sit right there with us in the courtroom. Now, how many ex-wives are going to sit in a courtroom and fight for her ex-husband because she knew the kind of dad he was? He just did something, and y'all, with Justin, I know he don't care if I tell this, he'll be watching this as a matter of fact, but he started out young. He was prescribed Adderall. Then that went to another thing, that went to another thing, a couple of bad decisions, and really, not bad, what a lot of people do, not even what you went through. But Justin, it changed his life. It's like Yancey. Yancey goes out with us, as you know, with a lot of our City of Hope events. And I love to hear him, and it all comes from Teen Challenge. I see him sharing the gospel with grown people. And then he turns at the next stop. We're giving out Christmas gifts this past year. And he starts talking to these little kids about Jesus, you know, and it's 2 different levels of how you communicate with people. And Yancey got that from Teen Challenge. I mean, he tells me that. And you saw a guy who had the tiger by the tail, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Multiple cars and homes, and graduated from Georgia Tech and all these things, but he didn't have Jesus.
That's right.
And that's where he found Jesus. I don't know where on this campus, but we're in the chapel. Very well could have been in here. Could have been in his room, could have been wherever, I don't know. But he found it on this campus.
That's right. That's right.
And you've seen so many lives transpired. I want to take another quick break, and I'm going to come back, and I want to carry this just a little bit further. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Brian Bazemore, President and CEO of Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County. We would like to invite you to come by and experience a welcoming banking environment. Come by today and have a cup of coffee and let us talk with you about our many products, savings accounts, checking accounts, CDs, and our many loans. You're more than just a number to us, you're family. Come by today, Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
The heat is on at Wayne Kemp's Dublin Auto Sales, and you'll find a great deal on a new set of wheels. From SUVs, trucks, cars, you name it, Wayne Kemp's Dublin Auto Sales has it. So come on in today and see TJ, Trey, Alan, Britt, or any of the friendly sales staff at Wayne Kemp's Dublin Auto Sales, where good deals and good people meet. Log on to DublinAutoSalesGA.com for more information, or just come see us at 606 East Jackson in Dublin. Wayne Kemp's Dublin Auto Sales. The heat is on, and it's time to get a great deal.
I'm Glenn Registered, Hometown Supply. Come by today and let me show you all the different product lines that we carry. Just about anything that you need, we have it in stock. We do financing, we deliver just about anything a customer needs for us to do, we do. Come by and let me show you what sets us apart from all the rest. If you can't do business here, you just can't do business.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm continuing my conversation with Jason Prater. He's the executive director here at Teen Challenge, the men's campus out here on 441. It's not really far out of town. I always enjoy the ride out here.
That's right.
Kind of get me out from all the pavement and the concrete. But it's, y'all, I have seen over the last, I remember when they bought this place. It was nothing like you see here now. Oh, it was nothing. They bought it from the Lawrence County Board of Education. You know the history. But it has grown so much. Y'all been seeing video of the reentry center. That's just one more thing that's just about to
We're not done. I got something else to share.
Okay. But just so many good things are going on. But Jason, I want you to take a minute because there's people watching us right now. You're sitting there right now, sitting in your chair. You're sitting over on the couch. You're doing drugs right now. Are you over there right now? You're drinking alcohol this early in the morning. So there is a better life. And Jason, I want you to talk to the person that's sitting there and don't think I'm psychic or anything, because when 40, 50,000 people's watching us on TV, hundreds, well, in the last 90 days, in the last 90 days, we've had almost 1 million people watch just our YouTube channel. Wow. So, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of people out there gonna have access to this. Amen. So don't think I'm psychic. I just know the numbers tell me somebody's drinking, somebody's doing drugs. So don't flip out because I said that, but I want you to flip out for Jesus, because no matter what step you do, Jason, 20 step, 50 step, 100 step, without Christ, your life's not ultimately going to change.
That's right.
Talk to that person a minute that's sitting there.
Yeah, absolutely. A second ago, you heard Mr. James mention a gentleman by the name of Yancey. Yancey was a gentleman that he had everything to the world standards of success. He ran businesses. He had the homes, the cars, the money. He had it all. Then he met somebody, and an addiction came into his life. He also mentioned about Justin. Justin was prescribed ADH or ADD medication, one or the other, and that began a downward spiral. For anybody who doesn't know, those medications are highly abused, especially in the college realm. All right, but there are going to be people that either y'all know, because statistically speaking, every minute 7 addicts die around the world. It's unacceptable. That's way too out of line and out of bounds. And so I just want to speak to the person that is either knows somebody, or if it's yourself, that it's never too late to start over. Listen, the stuff that you just even believe a doctor has given you is okay, let me tell you, that can cause an addiction. I know guys that played in sports that I've had in Teen Challenge, they were prescribed Percocet, they ran out and it ran them to the streets, and next thing you know, they're an IV heroin abuser. Taking fentanyl, doing these things. Let me tell you something about my grandma, okay? My grandma is 90 years old, and she's had several surgeries. She's taken pain meds and all kinds of medications for as long as I can remember. She had to see so many different doctors because she's in the northern part of Georgia near Hiawassee. And a doctor in that hospital gave my grandma fentanyl. And that night, my papa found her overdosed in the bed. By the grace of God, he was able to get an ambulance out of there, where they had to hit my 90-year-old grandma with Narcan all because she fully trusted in a doctor. And now this isn't to slander medicine. Medicine is a gift from God. It's all this stuff. But as we never know, and so anybody who's watching that, I'm giving examples of how things happen because, listen, drugs do not discriminate at all. They don't care about your creed, your race, your religion. They don't care.
Amen.
Drugs come as what the Bible says the devil does. They come to steal, kill, and destroy, just like what Satan does. Why? Because they're going to steal your child from your parents. You know, they're going to destroy households. I was an addict for years. I stole stuff from my family. I hurt my family. I abused trust. So if you're listening to this, just understand that there are options out there. And there are people that are willing to go the extra mile for you when some people may just pass you by. I was at a gas station up the street from the center not too long ago, and there's a brother that I see out there all the time, and he's asking people for money and doing stuff. Didn't have an appearance of doing drugs. He was homeless. I told him he can be honest with me with he was, and I told him, let me take you to lunch, and I brought him down here to Teen Challenge and introduced him to a lot of people. I hoped he was going to come here. He chose not to, but listen, there's people that are outside of just myself and outside of the realm of Teen Challenge that are willing to go the extra distance for you, that see you as somebody still valuable, that still has a purpose for your life and a calling. It's never too late. We're obviously here and available to help you at Teen Challenge if that's what you need. Listen, Teen Challenge serves adult men, adult women, women with children, adolescent boys, and adolescent girls all over the world. You can reach us here in Dublin at 478-984-5252. We'd be more than happy to do whatever we can to help you. But for the ones listening, just understand that there's no better feeling than how a man has fallen, but then how he gets back up, or woman at that matter.
Amen. The number's been on the screen as we talk, so you can write that number down at any time. It'll stay up and down while we talk. But and before we take another break, go on with the fentanyl. Explain to us. You and I were on the phone yesterday or day before, talking about. And I said, there's a drug now out worse than fentanyl.
Carfentanil.
Carfentanil?
Mm-hmm.
That's what
it's
it is?
Elephant tranquilizer.
That's what, talk a little bit more what fentanyl is and carfentanil.
Yeah, sure. So both of them are tranquilizers, obviously opioid based. Fentanyl is something that people in the hospitals are prescribed. It's something that's now become something similar to a morphine drip, but the bad side of it is extremely deadly.
Yes.
Especially if you do not know how to handle it right. We pray that the doctors that use it do, but the thing is, when these guys in the streets get it, there was a season before it was scheduled, you could send it from another country to your home. And what the drug guys do is they will take this and they will cut drugs with it. There was a guy when I was a student in Teen Challenge in Jacksonville, he was an intern, and he relapsed one time on cocaine, but they had cut cocaine, which was an upper drug, with a downer drug of fentanyl. He had just had a baby boy, and it took his life. And so fentanyl, they compare it to a couple of grains of sand as the amount that it will take to kill somebody. There's now heroin addicts out there that all they want to do is fentanyl only. And then now carfentanil, they say something smaller than a single grain of sand of carfentanil will wipe you out. And so they are extremely dangerous, and they're all over the place right now. Drugs are not drugs like they used to be. Everything's synthetic now, being man-made. Weed is having additional chemicals added to it. You can buy stuff at convenience stores that is, there's a lot. And that's why us here at Teen Challenge and several organizations, want to help combat this and help those that get ensnared into it, like myself one time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's for real. It is. And you know this, a lot of you know and watching, but 2 years ago, I almost died. I was hemorrhaging from a procedure, and it was just a mistake from the doctor. He couldn't help what happened. But when I woke up in ICU a few days later, I asked the ICU nurse, I said, what have you got me on? I don't get this. Why do I feel this way? He said, well, you're on fentanyl. And I knew enough about fentanyl already. I said, no, I don't want any more. She said, well, the doctor prescribed it. I said, tell him I want to see him. And he did. And I said, look, doc, there got to be something else. I know how addicting and how dangerous this fentanyl, and that's under the guidelines of doctors, under the supervision. And there are reasons you use it. And there was a reason they put me on it. I was on a vent, and he saw the need to do it.
Sure.
but that is a doctor, but when you're telling me that just like when you pour salt out of the shaker, one of those little grains of salt, where if it gets stuck together and you put 3 grains, that could be deadly.
Absolutely.
And I
100%.
shared with you on the phone this week, y'all, Chief Moon is my source here, the Dublin Police Chief. He said, and I've already told Jason this, but y'all listen to me. You may think you're just doing recreational marijuana, but in the last 6 months, all the marijuana seized by the Dublin Police Department, 100% of it tested positive for fentanyl. Now, a lot of people do, and you know this, Jason, it's recreational. That word is used very abstractly, but recreational, it's not recreational anymore. It might have been 20, 30 years ago when it was grown in somebody's backyard or in a pine tree field or something, but now it is, you said, synthetic, and all these things are adding to it. And then somebody asked me the other day, why does the drug dealer want to kill their clientele? They don't. They want you to get higher and higher so you don't go to Joe, you come back to Bob, and you're buying all your marijuana from him and don't know why you're getting so high. But these kids now are smoking blunts. Think about what they're packing in a Swisher Sweet or whatever. They're dumping the tobacco out, for those of you saying, what the heck's he talking about? And then they load it up with marijuana. Well, think about the marijuana you're packing in there with all that fentanyl. When you pass that around to your buddies that you supposedly care about, because you're getting high with them and you think it's cool, but that could be the last time you ever smoke.
Absolutely. I mean, the way they can chemically and biologically change strands of THC where it can be infused with stuff, it doesn't surprise me, honestly, now that it can be spiked with that. Listen, the unfortunate thing when it comes to fentanyl is it's extremely inexpensive. And it is something that's highly addictive, though it's highly deadly. The drug dealers see this as something to be able to capture the people that are technically their clientele, not realizing that many, many, many lives are being taken every day to fentanyl. And not alone fentanyl, so many other drugs, but fentanyl and carfentanil right now is an absolute person killer.
I just saw, Jason, that the biggest cause of death for 18 to 24-year-olds is overdose of drugs. Wow. The biggest cause of death, not car wrecks.
Nope.
Not,
nope. Actually, I can tell you this, because we did a study for Teen Challenge, higher than gun violence and car crashes combined are overdoses right now, which generally speaking, the number one thing in history's past was probably car crashes for deaths outside of just a normal death. Now, drug overdoses have surmounted both gun violence and car crashes combined. There's work to be done.
So much work to be done. And if it wasn't for places like Teen Challenge, and we do have a couple or 3 really good places. The Promise of Hope has a girls' facility over in Dudley, have a boys in Cochran. But now, y'all, we about weeded out all the bad places because the new ordinance you're very familiar with that everybody had to jump through, which is good.
I just had one of them out here today.
It is good that we have to jump through those, but we about weeded out the bad. There's still a few, but y'all make sure if you're wanting to put your family member in a place to help them get clean, it ain't gonna happen in a month. It ain't gonna happen in 60 or even 90 days. You gotta first get all the cobwebs out, and then you gotta find out who you really are.
That's right.
And there's a step-by-step proven method that Teen Challenge has been doing since 1960.
65 years this year.
Okay, 65 years. About old as I am. How about that? You're about half that age, huh?
And if I can, just real quick, I want to say something to the Lawrence County and Dublin community. I know sometimes people can say, oh, Teen Challenge, or that we have a bad rap. Listen, we help the worst of the worst. What we do is not easy, and there's not many people that want to do it. My passion of doing it is because of what it did to help in my own life, how it helped save me. I say that Jesus saved my soul, but Teen Challenge rescued me, taught me how to be a man. And so Dublin and Lawrence County, if Teen Challenge has ever done anything to ever hurt somebody, please forgive us. but we are dealing with criminals. We deal with the gangbangers. We deal with the addicts. We're here. We're in the trenches. And sometimes mistakes happen. And that's where we need your grace, and we need people to help us and to partner with us and pray for us and all the things, because what we do every day is a challenge, and it has to be a calling. I tell my staff team all the time, this is not a job. If this is a job for you, you need to go ahead and leave. This is for the ones that are called into the trenches to help the worst of the worst.
Amen. It's so true. We want grace.
That's right.
But we need to give grace.
That's right.
And that's where we struggle so many times. But when you're dealing with the kind of people, and God still loves us all. God still loves the worst. He made them in his own image. But still, I don't know how you do it. I'm telling you, I don't know how you do it.
Well, listen, we're trying to make everything better. You know, we have 3 core values at Teen Challenge. We have courageous leadership, we have a contagious attitude, and we're about continuous improvement. And so I was brought here, I say, on a mission from God in December of 2020 to help revamp and make this Teen Challenge better. And by the grace of God, these things are happening. You heard me speak about reentry. You've been seeing some of that stuff, but we're still looking at doing even more, bigger, and better things. We have 14 RV hookups here, to where we're hoping and praying, after our first donor has already decided to partner with us to pay for the first one, creating tiny houses on this property too, to give another additional layer of help for the individuals that are struggling. And you know, we want to just help as many people as we can. We want to make this thing the best. Do you know that there's not a single judge in the state of Georgia right now, because of all of the things that we are compliant with, Thor, GAR, Adult and Teen Challenge USA, all of these compliances we have to have, Lawrence County, everything, that they say it's either going to be Teen Challenge Dublin or nothing. God has done a work here, and we've worked diligently, and God's allowed me to be the leader and the shepherd of this time for a season such as a time as right now, to be able to make this the absolute best center in the whole Southeast region. And so we're trying to continue to improve and reach more people and do everything we can. So please pray for us and partner with us.
Absolutely. We're going to take another break. We'll come back and wrap things up. Stay with us.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future. That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dustin Gay. I'm a local orthopedic surgeon with Houston Clinic Orthopedics, and we'd really like to invite everybody to come out to our new office facility to take a look at it. It's a larger space with physical therapy, and we're just excited to have it, and we'd love for people to come out and visit us.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
If your family's hot and miserable, just add an AC tune-up for only $109 from Premier Heating and Air, and you'll be cool and happy. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap things up. If you've just joined us, we'll be airing this show again, or you can go to our YouTube channel at TV35 WDIG. You heard me mention the figures earlier if you have been watching this show in its entirety, but I want to thank you no matter how you watch us. Some of you are watching on an iPad, iPod, iPhone, and then you got people my age that's watching it on television. If you're Jason's age and younger, you're watching it on some kind of device that I just use to call and text on. So, but I don't care how you're watching us. We appreciate you watching. So, but before we wrap things up, I want to go back through October the 30th. We got a big event coming up, the Bose Porter Center. Let's tell them about it one more time.
Yeah, so once again, Dublin, Lawrence counties and surrounding counties, y'all are going to start to see these flyers up everywhere we possibly can. Once again, it is that time of the year again where we have our annual gala. We're going to be having it at the DuBose Center. We're going to be having it October 30th. Please, please, please come and check us out. We're going to be having student testimonies. We're going to be having human videos. We're going to be doing something that's called Reality Is, where the guys kind of share their story in a unique kind of way. We're going to have a keynote speaker, Tony Loudon. We're going to have an additional speaker, Pastor Terry Theus. It's going to be a night of delicious food, fellowship, and fundraising. And so please consider partnering with us. Once again, it's $75 for an individual. It's going to be $500 for a table of 8. We're going to have silent auctions. We're going to have some giveaways. And we're also going to be updating on what all is taking place here at Dublin Teen Challenge. So once again, please join us. You can reach us on Facebook at Teen Challenge Dublin Men's Center. You can call our center at 478-984-5252. Once again, that's 478-984-5252. Come on down to the center if you want to. We're right down here, 3729 U.S. Highway 441 South. Be able to reach out to us by this, where it's going to have QR codes, however you see fit. But consider praying for us, consider partnering with us, and come out for a good night of fellowship, testimonies, delicious food, and great activities.
And before we close, Jason, is there anything we missed? Anything you want to add?
Just if anything, I want to encourage people right now too. So I was speaking to somebody who may have done something. I want to encourage the family members. I want to encourage the loved ones that are in the process right now. If there's somebody who's dealing with something, and I want to say simply thank you. If my mom would have given up on me, I don't know where I would have been.
Yep.
I put her through everything I possibly could have, and she stayed by my back. But yet she established boundaries. She established boundaries. She learned how to not be a co-enabler in my life's poor choices. So for any family member, any loved one, any wife or any husband or any child that may be watching this who has somebody that is in their family that's struggling with anything from gangbanging, addiction, so on and so forth, I just want to let you know, stay strong. Let your yeses be yes. Let your no's be no's. Know that we are here to help anybody we can, and I'm personally going to be praying for you.
And want to thank the community also. It's so good at each event every year. I love to see the different banks and businesses, organizations that purchase tables. And not only that, but you support throughout the community, letting us come and sell items in front of your store or wash cars and we can't close without giving a plug to the thrift store.
That's right. Yeah. So once again, just like what he said, thank you to all of the partnering communities of businesses to everything in between that has ever helped Teen Challenge and allowed us to help you guys, whether it's coming out and doing repair work or anything in between. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. But also come and check us out in East Dublin. We have an incredible thrift store there. It's called the Teen Challenge Super Thrift. These items that we put out on display are very gently used. We only put out there stuff to have sold that we've inspected. We check to make sure everything electronical works. I mean, we have students out there every day that are working in the back of that thing, thumbing through everything. We want that to be one of the best thrift stores around that sells the better quality stuff, because it's the dollars that come in from y'all making purchases that help us produce scholarships for the people that are in the programs right now. So once again, come and check out something, maybe get yourself or somebody a little gift, and at the same time, help us put hope within reach of the next person that needs to come into Teen Challenge. So come on out to East Dublin and come check out Teen Challenge Super Thrift Store.
And Jason wouldn't say it, but I'm going to add to that commercial. Please don't go to Goodwill. Come to Teen Challenge Thrift Store. Goodwill, the money leaves the community. With Teen Challenge Thrift Store, all the money stays in this community and supports things like this campus. Most of you have come by, but it supports the men that come here. A lot of them can't pay their way. We don't turn them down for money. And we need this foundation. We need this thrift store. So donate your goods. If you're buying a new bedroom suit, donate the other bedroom suit. Now, we won't take used mattresses, but we'll take the furniture. But donate it, and all that money stays right here in the community. So I just had to throw that plug. I knew you wasn't there.
We've got 70 students. We've got 70 beds, 70 students. We generally are staying at capacity. All the Teen Challenge asks for is for $200 tuition every month. But you know what? Out of the 70 guys that we have, maybe 6 pay something, whether it's $50. It becomes then our responsibility for us to fundraise. I know the figures of what it takes to run this place, that thrift store and everything in between. It will blow a lot of y'all's mind.
Yeah.
But it's because we have people that partner with us. We have churches that partner with us. We have our micro enterprises. When you see us out landscaping, washing cars, doing stuff, we have the Super Thrift in East Dublin. And so, yeah, please support us. We need it because we're trying to put this hope within reach.
Okay.
Thank you, brother. God bless you, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so
God
much.
bless you, my friend. And thank you, however you're watching us, on all them devices like Jason's got over here. No matter how you're watching us, thank you for watching us today,
Thank you very
right
much,
here
everybody.
on TV 35.
Amen.
All right, boys, if you want to go to college, you have to clear out another one of these.
What if we told you there was a better way to save for your kids' college than pickle jars? Morris Bank's Savings Builder account and moolah makes saving for your kids' college easier than ever. All you have to do is connect the account to your debit card, where it automatically rounds up your purchases to the nearest dollar, depositing that spare change into a moolah account where it will grow into a nice little nest egg for whatever your kids have their sights set on.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound-guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space, so hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Hello, I'm Andy Cullins at Cullins Supply. Bad Boy tractors built to carry the load around your farm or property. We're building on legendary Bad Boy brand by introducing a new line of small or medium-sized tractors that maintain our history, combining power, performance, and build quality while delivering the highest value in their class. With a tractor size to fit any farm, from landscapers to ranchers, Bad Boy tractors are positioned to be workhorses in the field. Coupled with our line of Bad Boy implements and cutters, you're all set to make your workday feel less like a chore. Visit us at Cullins Supply, 910 East Jackson Street in Dublin, or 826 South Harris Street in Sandersville.